One of the most popular sports in the world is basketball. Basketball is a fast-paced sport that requires quick thinking. Some people watch a basketball game, think to themselves how those people shoot the ball the way they do and make it all the time, or even shoot it the way they do in the situations that they do. Well, you're in luck, because today I'm going to give you some tips to better your shooting form. The first step is to square your shoulders and body up with the rim. This includes body balance, foot placement, and eye focus. You want your body parts to be really balanced and in sync with one another. A shot always starts in the legs. The legs bend and elevate to give your shot an added boost of power. This is why foot placement is so important. And it looks like this. Alright, if you're a right-handed shooter, you want your right foot, or if you're left, whichever hand you're going to be shooting out of, you want it to be about 3 to 6 inches in front of the other one. And this provides balance and a good sense of gravity to your shot. And you want to be about a good 3 feet away from each other. At the start of your shot, you want to bend your knees, and then after you bend your knees, you want to elevate and end up on the tip of your toes. The squaring of your shoulders is the next thing that helps guide the ball and give you a good sense of balance with your surroundings and everything else. And it looks like this. Wherever the rim is, you want to get your shoulders directly in front of it, with the rim being, towards the midline of your body, whether you're in the corner, at the top of in front of the rim, or to the side slightly. It doesn't matter, just as long as your shoulders are directly in front of it and not cocked to the side like this or anything like that. You want to be directly in front of it. The next thing is eye focus, and it's just another thing that helps you put the ball where you want to put it, because if wherever your eyes are focused, wherever you shoot the ball, it's likely going to go that way. Eye focus is when you focus on something above the rim, or most people like to focus just a couple inches above the rim, or at the square at the top of the backboard, just in case they overshoot or undershoot. It could still hit the backboard and bounce in. Body balance lays the framework to your shooting form, which leads me to the next step of this, which is having a good shooting form. It does not always have to be perfect, but it's kind of consistent. Form mostly first to how you hold your arms during your shot, and your hands, and the way your wrists work during or after your shot is released. At the start of your shot, your shooting arm should be forming a perfect L with the sky, which looks like this. Like if you're a right-handed shooter, like I am, it'll be like this, where the ball will be in the cup of your palm, and after you shoot the ball, it should come off your ring finger, and your offhand, whichever hand's not holding it, should just act as a guide. And you want to make sure that your thumb doesn't hit the ball, because it could push it one way or the other. That's one of the main problems that most people have with their form. At the start of your shot, you should elevate and then release the ball, shooting your arm, and your shooting arm should extend toward the rim. This is called the follow-through, which looks similar to this. After you shoot, your arm should be extended like this, which it should be going towards the rim. And this helps you to know exactly where your shot is going, or the ball is going at all times, and help you better perfect it later on. When at the peak of your shot, always flick your wrist so the ball has a good rotation and backspin. Which you ask why, some people ask why is a good spin on a ball good for it. Well, if it hits the rim, it could just bounce one way or the other, but if it has good spin, it could roll on in. Or bank shots are critical for having spin, because if you can put a lot of spin on it, it could just spin off the backboard and go to the rim. But you want your wrist to end up looking like this after a shot with the follow-through. A good form and body control helps your shot, but they're not going to permanently fix your shooting problems. This is where practice comes in. Practice makes perfect is a good analogy and attitude when it comes to bettering your shot. Practice helps you learn the best shooting form for you, your range, and everyone. No one's going to go out one day and just say, hey, I'm going to shoot some ball, and they start making every one they shoot. Not even Michael Jordan or Larry Bird did that. Practice adds a different shot selection to your arsenal, such as fadeaways, turnarounds, lean-ins, stuff like that. It will simply improve your shot and just make your shot overall better. The main point in realizing this is trying to better your shot is accepting that it's just going to take time in perfecting your shot form. And after you do these tips, maybe you could, better your shot, and you just practice makes perfect. Now I'd like to go back and show you all the steps all in one. Alright, whenever you catch the ball, some people like to put their fingertips on one of the seams of the ball. It doesn't really matter. Alright, you want to catch the ball, and then you want to bend your knees with your feet placed the way they was, and then you want to elevate, coming up at the peak of the shot, release the ball, flick your wrist, and these tips will help you better your form and better your shot, and just overall better your shooting skills.